This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
Good morning, everybody. We are coming on the air with breaking news out of the White House. The president has tested positive for COVID-19. That, according to a statement from the White House released just moments ago. The White House saying that the president is experiencing mild symptoms and has started taking an antiviral medication called Paxlovid. Is continuing to work isolated at the White House. He is fully vaccinated and has received 2 booster shots, the most recent in March. I want to turn to White House correspondent Peter Alexander for an update. So the president has had some recent travel. I know he tested negative on Tuesday, 2 days ago. Now he has tested positive. Fill us in.
Yeah, Savannah, that's exactly right. We just received that official word from the press secretary here at the White House that the president tested positive for COVID-19 this morning. We should note, and we're just now learning, that the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, tested negative this morning. She is traveling in Detroit right now. But as for the president, we've learned, according to the White House, and I want to go through their notes they were just receiving, that consistent with CDC guidelines, they say the president will isolate here at the White House. He'll continue to carry out all of his duties, they say, during that time. They say that he has been in contact with members of the White House staff by phone this morning and will participate in his planned meetings at the White House this morning via phone and Zoom for the from the residents. So that's the best information that we are getting specifically about his plans going forward. But obviously, this is a significant headline. The 79-year-old president, the oldest president ever elected to office, now for the first time testing positive for COVID. Just yesterday, he was traveling. He was in Massachusetts, was scheduled to travel to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania today for a separate event. Clearly, that's not going to take place as a function of his requirements by protocol to isolate. So the questions become, how will this impact his schedule? How will his health be going forward? Obviously, we've been paying close attention to his health over the course of the last year and a half, frankly, for the last 2.5 years almost since the pandemic began, where he had been very cautious and the president's aides had been quite cautious and doing their best to make sure that he would steer clear of COVID. Routinely throughout the course of this presidency, Savannah, as you know, those people who would be meeting with the president would be required to wear masks, but also, and this includes staff and other world leaders, they'd be required to test before they were around the president in close proximity with him or to him for any period of time. I was traveling overseas with the president just last week when he was in Israel. He was in the West Bank. He was in Saudi Arabia as well, where we don't know the specifics on his testing cadence there, though he last tested negative, earlier this week. But certainly there were a lot of precautions taken during those visits as well. But obviously, during the course of travel, the potential also exists